Hello guys, welcome back for another video. Today what we're going to talk about is the Anime Vanguards update. Although I'm going to be trying to talk about why it could be taking this long, but mostly it's more like a rant on why in the world does Anime Vanguards always take so long compared to the other games. Otherwise guys, our goal is to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And well, the only people that could really help me do that is you guys. Our first milestone is to reach 40,000 subscribers, and if we reach it, as a way of saying thank you, I'll be doing a bunch of giveaways. Game Pass giveaways, yes. Reroll giveaways, yes. Gem giveaways as well. And all you really have to do in order to join is to like and subscribe, and also to join our Discord in the pinned comment or in the description down below. And without further ado, let's get this video started, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyway, so Anime Vanguards update, why is it taking so long? So I'm gonna kind of just rant about this update and also talk about it and why, try and understand the developer's perspective as well. So this is gonna be like kind of criticizing the developers again for the 1,000th time, since realistically, there's nothing much left to do in Anime Vanguards anymore. Let's actually start with that and the massive player count drop that we saw, or that we are currently seeing. So right now, we are at 57,136 players, which is a lot less than what they had during update. So remember, update was around 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago at this point, nearly 3 weeks ago at this point, and now they have 57,000 players. While not all of them are real players, they're mostly real players. There's definitely still gonna be bots here, but not as much as in AnimeDefenders. But yeah, there's a huge player count drop from around 100,000 plus average players to only now 57,000 players. And this is because realistically, there's nothing that much left to do in the game anymore. Like, yeah, you could try tournaments, but what if you don't want to do tournaments like me? Like, I don't like tournaments, okay? I like Infinite Leaderboard and Paragon Leaderboard, but I don't like tournaments. So what I do every single day is I just hop on the game, kind of try and grind the fingers. I'm gonna try and get 20 fingers before Sukuna releases. And what's crazy now is if they are going to be following their original update schedule, which is around 4 weeks or about a month before they actually update, we are still going to have around 2 more weeks before they actually update. So if they are going to be following that schedule, then we are absolutely cooked. As Anime Vanguards players, we are actually cooked. Because if they do follow that old update schedule, which is 4 weeks, we're cooked, because it's gonna be 2 more weeks before we can get an update, and by that time, other games like AnimeDefenders has already updated twice, or games like Anime Last Stand has already updated 3 or 4 times already, which is absolutely crazy. So compared to those other games, right, Anime Vanguards is really one of that game that takes so long to update. And again, this is probably going to be a developer issue, and also probably a developer decision. Now it's a developer issue because maybe they're not being as efficient with their time as possible. Like, maybe they could be releasing these updates much faster, but they're not as efficient as they could be. Maybe there's some developers in their team that's, lagging behind and is causing the other developers to lag. Or maybe it's also a developer decision. Maybe they just don't really care about updating as fast as possible because they know that they're still gonna get players regardless of what and how long they take to update. But there's actually more developers now in this game than there ever was back then. There's actually way more developers now. So we have expanded our development team by 2 times, hiring new modelers, animators, VFX artists, and now that they've actually expanded their development team by twice, you would expect that they would get updates done 2 times faster as well, which is actually not the case, because if that was the case, then they should have been able to release an update during Halloween, which is like way past now. So they expanded their development team by 2 times. So that means they're 2 times bigger now as a development team. So again, because of that, it's clear to say, or safe to say, that they should have also been 2 times as faster to release an update. But again, it's already been 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks since the last update, and they still haven't been able to release an update. Now, a statement that they did actually have, sorry if I can't speak right now, but a statement that they did actually have is, people seem to have been indoctrinated by other games that update every week or bi-weekly is normal. It's not, at least not for this level of quality and production we're hoping to be pushing out. So again, just to break the mold here, the updates that they're pushing out isn't really that different from the updates of AnimeDefenders or Anime Last Stand. Like, yes, compared to games like Anime Last Stand, which really does have low quality models and VFX and animations, yeah, maybe you do have an argument. But for games like, for example, AnimeDefenders, right, they release updates, like they release units and they release maps every 2 weeks. They can do that, and they also release decent models. Again, models that are decent if you're not going to be comparing them to the anime counterpart, because if you're going to try and compare them to the anime counterpart, obviously it's going to be bad. But if you look at just the models, right, the AnimeDefenders models aren't bad. Okay, the Anime Defenders VFX isn't bad. If you say they're bad, you don't know anything about VFX and models. They're not bad models and bad VFX, but they're bad anime units, right? Because they don't look anything like the unit. So if Anime Defenders can release decent and good-looking models and good-looking units every single 2 weeks, then maybe it's not really a game issue, but a developer issue. Because again, if Anime Defenders could be releasing content like that every 2 weeks, and again, a lot of people dislike Anime Defenders, but if they could be releasing stuff like that every 2 weeks, and you're making more than them, probably have a developer team close to how big their development team is, then maybe it's just a developer issue or a you issue at this point. All I'm really trying to say is that while the Anime Vanguards updates are better quality compared to Anime Defenders, Anime Last Stand, and some of the other tower defense games out there, I don't think that the Anime Vanguards updates are worth 2 weeks more quality compared to all these tower defense games. I think Anime Defenders, if you're just gonna compare the VFX and the models alone and the maps, I think Anime Defenders is competitive with Anime Vanguards in terms of just quality in models and VFX. But then again, I think one of the areas where Anime Vanguards really does excel in quite a lot is probably in their execution of the updates. I think their execution of certain stuff is a lot better, which is what I'm gonna get into now. But to their credit, I think one of the reasons why they're actually taking so long is maybe because they're trying to get the idea right. Because again, making the idea for the update is probably one of the hardest parts, because you can't really just be making ideas and plans for updates without really thinking it through, because if you do, you're gonna come out with bad updates and we're gonna implement bad features. Maybe I think what they're really doing is they're probably thinking of features and updates, and that probably takes a lot of their time. And most of the stuff that they have added, like tournaments and other game modes, most of the stuff that they have added is actually genuinely unique. Like boss events, haven't seen that in any other Vanguards or any other tower defense games, right? Ascension, haven't seen that in any other tower defense games. The way Paragon works, haven't really seen that in any other tower defense games. So they have a lot of pretty unique stuff, and every update they are adding pretty decent unique stuff that really aren't even that broken. If you also take a look at Shibuya Station, right, or Mahito, this is a very annoying game mode. Mahito is very annoying, but again, it's a pretty decent and pretty unique addition to the game. So again, maybe one of the reasons why they're taking so long is not necessarily because of the quality of the models and the VFX, but because of the quality of the ideas that they're putting onto the game. So again, what I think is really happening here is maybe they are, thinking of ideas first before they actually add it into the game, blah, 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 blah. Maybe they want to create the best idea, the best implementation, because compared to other tower defense games, Anime Vanguards does have unique additions, like boss events, Paragon stages, some other things like legend stages, and their implementation of story mode. Very interesting, very unique compared to all the other tower defense games. However, is this really what's taking them so long? The problem here as well is all of this is just a theory, because they haven't really been communicating well enough with us, right? They don't really say what's delaying them. Like, creating ideas is what's delaying them, or is it the VFX and the models? Because I think if it's the VFX and the models, I think they should be able to release the VFX and the models fast enough. Because again, if other tower defense games like Anime Defenders and Anime Last Stand and even Anime Royale on a much smaller budget could release updates in a bi-weekly schedule with a fraction of the money that they're making, they, I think, should also be able to release VFX and models within 2 weeks. Because if other games can do it, I think they could also do it, right? If VFX and models is what's delaying them. But again, if the idea and planning the updates is what's taking them so long, then I think they could also still make that better. Because if planning out how these updates go and balancing them is what's taking you guys so long, I think you guys could still make that faster. There's a bunch of ways that I really don't want to get into for you guys to make things faster still. Again, with the amount of money that they're making and the amount of players that they have, player expectation is at an all-time high for them to deliver. Because again, if other games could release updates very quickly and they can't with the money that they're making, people really want to know why that's the case. And this video kind of wants to answer that and also theorize again, because they aren't really been very open with us on what's really causing these delays, apart from, you know, its quality, which I think is not enough. Now, I did ask them on Discord what's taking the delays, what's causing the delays, but they haven't really replied to me yet. Maybe after this video they will. But in my opinion, if it's not the VFX, or if it's the VFX and models, I think they could do a better job, because other tower defense games could release updates, you know, with just VFX and models very quickly. But if it's the ideas and plans that take them so long, then I think that could still be very quickly improved, so that they can, you know, meet a bi-weekly schedule. I think they definitely could do that if they really wanted to. However, the reason why I think they don't do that, or they aren't doing that, is because they probably don't see the need in doing that, because they're still getting a lot of players every time they update, which is probably what they really see, right? Let's think about it this way. If they know that people are going to be playing their updates anyways, what's the point in updating for bi-weekly updates, right? If they're going to be, you know, playing their updates after they've taken a month to release it, then why go the extra mile and update twice a month if you're going to get players, you know, that play your updates regardless of how long it took to release it, right? They're probably thinking of that as well, which is one of the reasons why we probably never will get faster update schedules from Anime Vanguards, because they are earning a lot of money to the point where I think it doesn't really matter to them, right? So that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully this sheds some light on you guys, and also hopefully we do get some answers on the developers on why it takes so long, exactly why it takes so long, not just, you know, the typical, oh, it's quality answer from them. But yeah, that's gonna be for today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.